According to the World Health Organization, cancer is the leading cause of so many deaths in the world. In 2020, there were about 10 million deaths that occurred from cancer disease. This is about 1 to 6 deaths that occurred in the world. You can see that this number is quite alarming. We use this medium to pray for all those who are living with cancer disease. We pray for divine healing for you and for the grace to go through this moment. Because of the scourge cancer disease is causing in our society, throughout the year, we have times when we create awareness because there are different kinds of cancer disease affecting the different parts of the body. And on days when we celebrate or create awareness on these cancer diseases, we use the ribbon to create awareness with different colors depending on the type of cancer disease we are creating awareness. In this video, we shall be bringing our attention to those different color of ribbons that we use in creating our awareness on cancer diseases. And we shall be looking at prevention of cancer diseases. If you want to get to know this, ensure you watch this video to the end. If you are just joining us on Body Gist, I am Sister Ozo Augusta, a sister of St. Louis. Do not go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We shall not only be looking at creating awareness through the use of ribbons in this video, we shall also be looking at the prevention of cancers generally, how to prevent ourselves from coming down with cancer disease. As you can see, I'm wearing the color pink. Pink color is used to create awareness on women's health generally. So on the days when we create awareness on breast cancer, we use the color pink. Breast cancer has been highlighted as the most common cancer in the whole world, most especially cancer in women, breast cancer in women. When we celebrate breast cancer days, we wear the color pink. Now, the next most occurring cancer is the lung cancer. Lung cancer is a cancer that has killed more people than any other cancer. And lung cancer is found mostly in chain smokers, people who are addicted to smoking. So if you are smoking, please quit, because lung cancer kills more people than any other type of cancer. And we use the color pale to represent lung cancer. On the days when we celebrate brain cancers, we use the color gray. So when you see gray ribbon, you know that we are celebrating or we are calling our awareness to brain cancer. On times when you see the use of the ribbon black, know that we are calling our awareness to skin cancer. There are different kinds of skin cancers. When we use the color peach, we are calling our awareness to cancers of the female reproductive organs, such as the uterine, endometrial, and vaginal cancers. Then when we use the color red, already you know what red signifies blood. So we are calling our attention to cancers of the blood, leukemias. When we use the color blue, we are calling our attention to cancers of the colon and colorectal cancer. Then when we use the color yellow, we are calling our attention to the cancers that occur in the bladder and in the bone. The color teal is used to create awareness on ovarian cancers. And if this color teal and white, when you see a ribbon that has teal and white, it is used to call attention on cervical cancer or cancer of the cervix. Let us talk about prevention of cancer disease. How do we prevent ourselves from coming down with cancer disease? First is to know our history, our genetic history. We know our family history. This is very, very important because some of the genes that causes cancer are embedded in our genes, and it can be transferred from one generation to the other. So if there is an history of cancer in the family, individuals in that family need to take notes. Secondly, if you already know your family history, then if there is a trace of cancer cells in the genes, then you have to be careful of certain things that we eat, certain things that we drink, certain things that we make use of that can predispose us to coming down with cancer disease. Another thing we can do is regular medical checkup. Let us visit the facility, go for regular medical checkup, because most times before cancer disease begin to manifest in our body, before we begin to see the signs and symptoms, they're already in their late stage. But if we go for constant medical checkup, any abnormality in the body will be detected on time, and early detection will aid treatment, and this treatment will help the curative rate. But if there is a late detection, the curative rate is really very minimal. Smoking is one of the causes of lung cancer, and lung cancer has killed more people than any other type of cancer. So if you are a chain smoker, if you are an addictive smoker, I beg you to please quit smoking so that you can live longer. Smoking destroys the lungs and all the other bronchial pathways. So even secondary smoke affects the body too. So if you are not a chain smoker and you move with people who smoke, you are as good as inhaling those smoke, and you are at risk of having lung cancer. Regular screening would also help to detect early if there is cancer cells that are in the body. Pap smear test and human papillomavirus test has been highlighted as ways to prevent cervical cancer. Then constant breast examination. In our previous video, when we looked at care for the breast, and I've also made a video on breast examination. You can visit the channel to get this fact on how to examine your breast, and your need for examination of the breast. How you can do it is on our channel. So constant breast examination will help in prevention or early detection of any abnormality. Obesity. Being overweight or having obesity doesn't mean that someone will definitely get cancer, but it does mean that the person is more likely to get cancer if they don't keep a healthy weight. Overweight and obesity can cause changes in the body that help lead to cancer. These changes include long-lasting inflammation and higher than normal levels of insulin and insulin-like hormones. The risk of cancer increases with the more excess weight a person gains and the longer the person stays overweight. Abstinence is a virtue in prevention of cancers of the reproductive tract, most especially in women. Then avoiding risky sexual behavior, because some of these cancers are transmitted through the viruses that we get from sexually transmitted infections. Lifestyle changes is also a key. Women, most especially young ladies who want to feel fresh, who want to feel clean, and they engage in vaginal douching. Do you know that you are predisposing yourself to having cancers of the reproductive tract? Because vaginal douching alters the normal flora in your reproductive tract, in the vagina and subsequently in the other organs in the reproductive tract, and can predispose one to cancer. Have you thought about food in prevention of cancer? Yes, you heard me right. I mean food, the food we eat. It will help us prevent cancer. Ask me how. Now this is it. When you eat food, you get the right nutrients and adequate nutrients from your food. Then this helps you to fight against any invading infection or disease, and eating them in the right quantity. I've always told us that when I made a video on how to take our meals, I've said we shouldn't skip meals, but rather if you want to lose weight, you take your meals in small quantities, but don't skip meals. So when we eat food, and we eat food that have been prepared in the right way, not using ingredients to destroy our food. For example, when we use edible potash, which we call corn, to prepare beans, we are reducing the protein quantity in that beans, so it should not be used. But when we cook our food well and we get the right nutrient from it, and we take them in a healthy way, it helps to help us to fight invading infections and diseases in the body. When I talk of food, I'm not talking of processed food and junk food. Those foods are not what should help us prevent cancer. Rather, they even predispose us to cancer because of the chemicals that has been used to preserve such food. And processed and junk foods too, they are high carbohydrates. They are big carbohydrates that needs more energy and more processes to break down. It even gives the body more work to do. So we should keep away from processed and junk food. Rather, we should eat healthy meals that have been cooked in the house to help us fight invading infections, diseases, and of course cancer diseases in the body. Presently, early detection of cancer cells and disease and early treatment of these cancer diseases in the body can improve a person's outlook and survival rate. If the treatment is begun on time, it can remove all the signs and symptoms from the person's body. The scourge and menace of cancer disease in our society is quite alarming, and we have looked at the ways we can prevent ourselves from coming down with cancer disease. I hope you have found this video beneficial. If you have, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up. This is me saying thank you to all of you who always follow us on Body Gist. I am Sister Ozo Augusta. Thank you for watching this episode on Body Gist. Keep following us on Body Gist while we keep giving you healthy gist.